Hello my friends, welcome to Pro Strings. I'm Henriette and in this lesson we'll be learning the chromatic scale as it's set for grade 3 violin. In this video we'll learn to play the chromatic scale completely from scratch, so you're very welcome if you've never done this before. And by the end of the lesson I'm hoping that you will be able to play the chromatic scale from memory as well as you will play it in your grade exams. So there's a challenge for you for today, but I'll be with you, I'll guide you along the way. So we're going to go super slowly and follow the fingering that is printed in your book. So take a look in your book. We're going to play D and then 1, 1, 2, 2, and now you want to pay attention, it's 3, 4 rather than maybe a 3, 3 that you would expect. So 3, 4 and then the open A string. We'll go really slowly and I'll talk you through as we go along. So try to use the whole bow for every note. Here we are. Just like you came up the scale. So if you like that, so if you find it easier, do please write in 043 here towards the end of your chromatic scale. Here it's printed already, isn't it? But here, as you are on the bar that begins on a B flat, on the open A string, you can write a 0, so it's the open A. Then on G sharp, it's the 4th finger. And on G natural, it's the 3rd finger. Getting the fingering right in this scale is half your job done. If you get the fingering in your head, it is so much easier. So that is our first task, is to work out the correct fingering, you see. Let's play it again. And I know you might be tempted to play 3, 3, but really make your best effort today to play 3, 4. Here we go. And... Once you've got your fingering sorted, it is such a good step in the right direction. Well done. Now, what do we exactly do with our fingers when we play a chromatic scale? We're sliding the fingers lightly on the string, so I'm not lifting up my finger and move it through the air to its next position. No, I keep in contact with the string, so you can perhaps practice sliding your first finger like this, and then you place your second finger there and you slide it. Just practice how much you need to soften your finger to be able to slide, because if you press too hard it won't move. Okay, now of course we've got 3, 4, then we've got A, 1, 1, just practice that slide again. Make sure not to lift your finger up and hop it to the next note, but slide it across the strings. 2, 2, 3, 4, E. Now let's play it and make sure that we slide. And whilst we're going to do that, I want you to listen very carefully to the intonation, to the tuning of your notes as well. Whenever I teach this to my pupils, 9 times out of 10, the slide is a little bit too short, so the note remains a little bit too flat. So let's see if we can add that to your playing straight away and make it a nice long big slide. It's better to play on the high side, on the sharp side of your notes, than just to linger a little bit flat, you see. Here we go, and very good technique there. Now that you've got a good technique, we can work more on the intonation, on playing in tune. So what we're going to do next, whenever we've got a third finger, we're going to just pause and check that third finger with the open string. I'll talk you through when we get there. Here we go, D. And let's check this note with the open G string. Make a mental note if you weren't quite in tune. Were you too sharp or were you too flat? That's important for us to know in a moment. Let's play this third finger again. Now 4. Check it with the D string. Now my question to you, was this in tune, this third finger on the A string? Was it precisely matching the D string? If so, yes, fantastic. If not, was it the same way as the other third finger? Remember I said to you, make a mental note. Was your note sharp or flat then? And how does that compare with this one? Because it's very likely that you're going to be sharp on both or flat on both. If you're sharp on one and flat on the other, it's a little bit less easy to fix, you see. But if you're both too sharp or too flat on your third fingers, that's much easier to cure it, isn't it? Now let's go down from the third finger on the A string, but not after we've tested it. Off we go, and 3. Hold it. Carry on. And those of you who have followed me for a bit, you know that I can sometimes get obsessed with checking. And the reason for that is, if we constantly play out of tune, our ears will start to believe that that is normal, because that's what we always do. And when you play the violin, you've got to be always a bit suspicious about the tuning, really asking yourself, do I now think I'm playing in tune or am I really in tune? And that is where the checking comes in, because if you constantly check, you will constantly know whether you really are a little bit sharp or flat or really are in tune, because you know it, because you've tested it. Making assumptions on the violin tends not to work as well, you see, so that's why we're testing and testing and testing all the time. Although right now we're going to let go of the testing, and I'll give you a different suggestion. A chromatic scale consists of 12 semitones, and those 12 semitones we can subdivide in 3 groups of 4 notes. So after the 3 groups of 4 notes, we should hit another D again, you see, we're at the top. So let's add that to our playing. Let's put a little accent on every new group of 4 notes. 1 and 2 and. Awesome, that's really neat and tidy playing. Can you play it off by heart by now? Let's play it one more time. Playing a crescendo to the top and make your best sound ever. And. Okay, let's go one notch faster. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And that is absolutely awesome playing. Really well done, and you've made super progress in the space of just a short time, isn't it? Now normally we'd do a little bit of revision, but because our next lesson is going to be a revision lesson anyway, we'll leave that to our next video. I very much look forward to seeing you there. Bye bye.